Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you to the Buda Rowe group, How xPression Can Enhance Your Business Experience presentation. The purpose of this presentation is to look at how you may or may not be getting the most out of your xPression investment. Many customers only use xPression to design documents. However, it can do a lot more than that. I'm going to ask you to please hold your questions until the end of the presentation and then use the question window to type in your questions, and I will respond to them as they come in. We are the Buda Rowe group. The Buda Rowe group is a full-service xPression consultancy with a team of former EMC Document Sciences xPression architects, developers, trainers, engineers, and Xpresso professionals. We are able to provide our clients with a total post-installation support. Our certified xPression professionals have been specializing in xPression document management and support since 2003. This allows us to offer complete post-installation processes from the initial requirements and analysis all the way through to the delivery and maintenance of your xPression system. My name is Carla Van Blake. I'm formerly with EMC Document Sciences as a Senior Technical Support Engineer. I worked with EMC and Document Sciences for over 8 years. And I am an xPression certified professional, have been since version 2.5. I've worked with all versions of both DLS and xPression. And I've spent the last 2 years consulting with the Buda Rowe group. So the question we're going to answer today, hopefully, is are you getting the most from your xPression investment? There are many things you can do with xPression in addition to just designing documents. Some of the advantages you can get from xPression are that it can help you drive customer loyalty by increasing your customer retention with real-time interactive customer communications, allowing your field agents to respond to customer requests immediately. It can also help you consolidate your existing technology. It can replace the myriad of legacy document tools with a single standards-based and comprehensive solution. And it can integrate with your existing document management and information systems to cover all of your document generation needs. It can also help improve time to market by speeding up the design and implementation of your business communications, using the best productivity tools like Microsoft Word or Adobe InDesign that you may already have in-house and that your users are already familiar with. It combines these best productivity tools with a powerful rule-based logic and best-of-breed document generation engine. So what is xPression? Some of you may already know, but for those who don't, we're going to go through a little tour. xPression is an enterprise scalable document management tool that allows you to dynamically create mission-critical documents. This means you can apply business logic to vary your documents and customize them. You can easily comply with document regulations that are federally or state imposed. And you can personalize your communications with your customers so that they don't just get a form letter, they get a personal communication from your company to them. So you may have seen this before. This documentation belongs to EMC, and we're just going to use it to give you a quick tour of what xPression can do and how it does it. We're going to start at the bottom with your customer data. You can use your existing customer database, and this can be either in an XML format or relational database like Oracle or SQL Server. This data feeds into your xPression system, and it drives the logic that's used to assemble your documents. Moving around to the left, we'll look at the infrastructure. This is your administration and your job setup for xPression. And this is where you can design how you want your output to be assembled, the type of output you want to receive, whether you want PostScript or TIFF or HTML. You set this up in the administrative section, and then you organize your documents into jobs that can be run on demand or in batch to generate multiple documents at one time. Move around to the left of your document design section. xPression can use tools like Word and InDesign to design your documents, to create complex logic, to make decisions about how your documents are generated, what pieces go into your document, whether you're using external content like PDFs or TIFF or images that are stored somewhere on your network, and how your documents will eventually look in the final output. It's a very powerful tool, and this is where your logic is driven by your data. Looking at the user experience, you have several options. You have xResponse and xRevise that are on-demand interfaces and allow real-time transactional processing. You can customize communications, change the data, add content items, select optional content. You can also do larger documents such as policies or financial statements. And these can be handled individually by your users and customized individually for your customers. Or you can use the batch interface, which can be scheduled to run at a specific time, or you can call it on demand and run your batch whenever you want to. Looking at third-party systems, xPression has a powerful facility called xFramework that allows you to seamlessly integrate xPression functions with your custom interface that you can create with any other tool, third-party system. And it uses xPression API and web services to give you the xPression functionality from your familiar user interface. Last but not least, we're going to look at the output. xPression can generate many different types of output. You can have AFP or PostScript output for printing. It can generate HTML to post to your website or to post to individual customers' account websites to give them updated information online. It can interface with your email exchange server and generate email communications with attachments. Or it can generate PDF files for archive and send them to your archive system. Now you might say, okay, this is all well and good, well, what's that going to do for me? So I'm going to give you a few examples of how xPression can be used to improve your business experience. Many times customers send in forms and they leave out or they don't adequately fill in essential data. Because xPression is logic-driven and it uses data to make decisions, you can build into your document the ability for xPression to determine whether essential data is present and then make the decision to generate a fillable PDF to get that missing customer data. That PDF can go directly to your email server, can be emailed out to the customer. They can return it. The information coming back will come back in XML format, which can be loaded directly into your database. Now you can compare this to the regular way of creating a letter, attaching a PDF to the letter, mailing it out by snail mail to your customer, waiting for them to fill it out and send it back, and then manually keying it into your database. And you can see where you can save a lot here in terms of cost and labor. Another example is that while you're communicating with your customer, you can target that customer and upsell them for other products, so that your product offerings are targeted by market dynamics. The information that you have on your customer can give you insight as to how to directly target them for additional sales. Now, working with support for many years, I had the experience of helping customers with the painful implementation of xPression projects. Sometimes it can be a little bit painful. And so we're going to talk a little bit how you can improve your business experience by eliminating some of the problems that we've experienced that customers have had with xPression project implementation. We're going to look at growth pains to start off with. Many customers look at the requirements that are given in the documentation, and it says a minimum requirement, you require X, Y, Z. And that's where they start with their hardware and software investments. Unfortunately, the minimum hardware and software license requirements will not give you optimum performance or allow for future growth in your use of xPression. Upgrading at a later point adds cost and time for migration to the new system, retuning it, testing, etc. So it's best to plan for the maximum when you go into your xPression implementation. Before you even start, it's best to look at the long-term use of xPression and plan for enough server space, enough memory to accommodate a greater use of xPression. It's a good product, and you're probably going to want to use it more than just for document design. Disaster anxiety. What would happen to your xPression systems if the lights went out, for example, or there's an earthquake or a wildfire or a tornado? Those things are happening all over the country, actually, right now. So disaster could strike at any time. Could you keep up with your customer communications? Could you remain in compliance with regulations? We find that it's really, really helpful to plan for disaster recovery ahead of time and not have to worry about what could happen and not have to regret if something does happen. Performance panic. Here's some questions for you. Is your heap size large enough or too large? Should you put your xPression on the same server as your database? What has more impact on performance, network traffic or CPU speed? What are the most beneficial property file settings for your environment? Is your application server set up to work efficiently with xPression? To cluster or not to cluster? That is the question. Now, if you have the answers to these questions and your system's running fast and pumping out documents just the way you want it, then you probably don't have any performance issues. But if you do have some problems, or if you don't know some of these questions and how to address them, you are running the risk of poor performance. You may already be experiencing it. Then there's the issue of upgrade madness. It's maddening because there's always a conflict around upgrades. On one hand, you need the fixes and new functionality, but you've made a huge investment in documents that you do not want affected by fidelity changes. Unfortunately, procrastination in this situation is not a solution, because the longer you wait, the greater the difference between your current version and the most current. Also, the greater the likelihood of fidelity changes affecting your document. So sooner rather than later, it's best to bite the bullet and go ahead and do your upgrade. Now, getting to an upgrade without assistance can be a little bit anxiety enhancing. So fortunately, we have helped many, many customers over the years with upgrade issues, and we know exactly what the challenges are that you face. and we can help you get through that process with very little problem. Then there's development doldrums. All development methodologies are not created equal. What works for a Java development project may not work for xPression. The new agile technology may not deliver critical dependencies that xPression needs for rapid development. Inappropriate methodology can lead to delays in deliverables, frustration, missed deadlines, and budget overruns. At the Buda Rowe Group, we have access to the tried and true xPression solution delivery process that has helped hundreds of customers implement successful xPression projects. It's the same methodology that EMC and Document Sciences have been using successfully for years, and we can share that with you. Maintenance migraines, tedious, time-consuming changes. After everything that you've gotten through, of course there's going to be changes. And if implementing those changes become a tedious and time-consuming process, then you have a maintenance issue. Maintenance actually begins with design. xPression has many, many time-saving and maintenance-friendly features that can be used in document design to facilitate easier maintenance. Shared contents, shared variables, reusable content, universal content, and modular design techniques can all be used to help you create a product that is very easy to maintain. Last of all, we're going to talk about the bleeding edge of development. xPression is a powerful and flexible tool designed to be customized to fit a wide variety of industry needs. It can be challenging to figure out exactly how to make it meet your needs. A short training course and some ebooks gives you just enough information to be dangerous. It's sort of like trying to drive in the Indy 500 right after you just got your driver's license. So the choice to use certified xPression professionals on your project can have long-term benefits both on your project budget and the quality of your product. Experienced certified xPression professionals can help you avoid high error rates, poorly designed projects, oversight costs, rework, and dissatisfaction with your results. Staffing your entire project with certified xPression professionals may not be financially feasible. However, having a few to lead the rest of your team in best practices and good development methodology can help keep your project on target without breaking your budget. So let's look at how we can help you maximize your xPression investment and improve your xPression experience. On the side of xPression administration, we provide xPression administration services for new release management, upgrade support, migration process support, facilitation of support cases and fixes with EMC, and system configuration and performance enhancement. For development services, we utilize xPression solution delivery process methodology, as I mentioned earlier, to manage all xPression development implementations. That process includes scoping, requirements analysis, application specifications, proof of concept, application development, unit and system testing, and complete knowledge transfer at the end of the project so that you can take charge of your new product. We also provide xPression training, in-house and virtual. So we can come to your location and train you, or we can give you training on webinars, interactive webinars. And we offer training in xPression best practices, xPression component training such as xadmin or xdesign or xpresso, new release upgrade training. We can come in and do your upgrade for you, or we can train you to do upgrades going forward. We'll walk through the first one with you and then get you started on implementing upgrades yourself. Or we can come in and customize a training program that fits your specific documents for your users. At this point, I'd like to open up the floor for questions. Please use the question window to type in any questions that you may have, and I will respond to them as they come in. Okay, we have one question that says, can xPression include full documents like pre-formatted PDF forms within its rule-based logic? The answer to that question is yes. It's called external or universal content. And that can be taken from either a content management system like FileNet or Documentum, or you can pull it right off your servers. And it can be merged into the document during assembly. Okay, we have another question. How good is xPression in handling a mixed bag of input and creating an output? Okay, I'm assuming when you say a mixed bag of inputs, you're talking about maybe a PDF file, a TIFF file, a Word file, plus the xPression document, different file formats. Okay, yes. xPression handles that extremely well. You can have images, PDFs, TIFFs, which are like can be or don't have to be images. So when I say images, I'm talking about like JPEG or TIFF files. And Word documents, and you can merge them all into your xPression document in XDesign. You can also merge an XDesign document with an Xpresso document at the point of publishing, so that or you can use the Xpresso document as universal content and merge it into your XDesign project. So to answer globally, generally speaking, xPression handles a mixed bag of inputs very eloquently and gives you one uniform output. Okay, can you provide an illustration of the handling of logos and signatures that may change over time? If you put a logo or signature into the image library in xPression admin, then when you change that logo or image that's in that library from the library, then it rolls out to your other documents, and all you really have to do is reversion those documents to pull in the new image. So that makes it very easy to maintain images from a single point from the image library. Though that image library will display the images that are available in XDesign as you develop. So if you insert them from the image library, then you can maintain them from the image library as well. You can also put in a link to the image and have the image stored on your network and maintain it there, so that when it merges the image in during publishing, it pulls it from that network image. But either way will give you single point maintenance over time. Okay, we have another question. Does it handle copy paste from external content very well? Yes. You can copy and paste directly from a PDF or a Word document outside of XDesign into your XDesign document. Now sometimes it can be tricky depending on the system, it can be tricky having multiple instances of Word open at the same time. But if that's the case, then you just use a PDF version of the document and copy and paste from the PDF version of the document into your XDesign Word interface. Okay, we have another question. 4.2 is considered stable, not so much 4.5. 4.5 is a newer release. As with all newer releases, there is a period of time where there are updates and fixes made to the product. So I guess that can be true if you're concerned about the stability of 4.5. I think that's an issue that you should discuss with the manufacturer, actually. And all releases are accompanied with release notes that let you know exactly what was changed. So keeping up with your release notes will give you the best information on how stable the product is and what you can expect. We don't actually produce the product, so we can't control the stability. We can help you deal with it, but we really don't have any control over that. We have another question that says, how well does xPression handle copy-paste of tables and web content? If the table is coming from a Word document, it will copy it into your Word xPression interface exactly as it's taken. Of course, when you paste, you have options for pasting. You can paste just the content, just the text, or you can paste it with or without formatting. So depending on how you personally implement the paste will depend on how it's handled in xPression. And remember that when you're working in xPression documents, you are actually working in Word. And most of the functionality that you're seeing in your document design is Word functionality. So most of what you can do in Word, you can also do in Word xPression xDesign. And I say most of because some features are not supported. And if you reference the Design and Style guide in your ebooks, you'll see what features are supported in Word and which ones are not. Web content. When you're copying web content, I would not suggest copying anything more than just the text. If you're trying to copy and paste XML code or HTML code from a web site into, for example, Dreamweaver for Espresso, I would not do that. There's a lot of problems that can happen if you try to copy HTML code into Espresso for Dreamweaver. It's better just to code it by hand. But if you're just copy and pasting text, then just paste it as text only, and you should not have any problems pasting web content. Are there any other questions? These are great questions. Thank you very much. How well does it integrate with third-party charting software? I do not know that xPression integrates with third-party charting software. There are charting options that come with xPression. Those are what can be used with xPression. I can say that it interfaces with the charting using XML files and XML data. But to get it to integrate with a third-party charting software that's not part of the xPression product release, my recommendation would be to have a custom application developed with EMC. I know it used, xPression can use Corda charts. That's the product that has been integrated with Espresso. The chart functionality that's in xDesign is the chart functionality that comes from Excel. So it's a Windows-based charting product, Microsoft Office-based charting product. I'm not sure what other third-party charting software you were thinking of. Yes, and we have a comment from a fellow xPression expert that says if the third-party charting saves images that can be referenced as external content, it would not be an issue. If you wanted to actually interact with the data of the chart, that's going to be a problem. If you use your third-party charting to generate a JPEG and then you bring that JPEG in as an image, that wouldn't be a problem, but your charting information is not going to be dynamic in that sense. It would just be an image that's being introduced to the overall output. Do we have any more questions? Okay, it looks like we have another question. My window's kind of small. Okay. Okay, the charting question was related to outputs like pitch books. And to answer that question, I do not know of a way to dynamically refresh data from a third-party charting tool from xPression. You might have to do something like set up a routine that would refresh the data in your third-party charting tool, generate the image from your third-party charting tool, place it in a specific area on your network, and then map to that image from xPression. And then you could get the information, but you'd have to run it as a dual process. You'd have to refresh your chart information and then run your xPression job to pick up the image. I just wanted to remind you that if you'd like to contact us, the information to contact us is at the bottom left-hand side of the screen. Please feel free to send us additional questions or to contact us for assistance with your xPression implementation. I'm going to wait a few more minutes to see if there's any more questions. I'd like to thank you for attending our webinar, and keep in touch with us, and we'll let you know when we are giving more informational webinars on xPression. Some of the information that was contained in this presentation will be available as a white paper from our website. And we will be posting this webinar on our website so that you can go and watch it or share it with others in your organization. I hope you found this information useful. Thank you very much, and goodbye.